Boys, yes, it is competition time. Have a look at this Tiswas freeze frame and try to guess which famous face is behind the pie. So, who was that? What was the answer? Let's have a look at the clip in reverse.
Good idea.
Yes, of course, it was Annie Lennox.
Now, I have to say, there has been an amazing response to the competition already, considering we only set it 5 seconds ago. Here's the first post. That's the second post. And that's the last post.
Now, you're probably wondering why, in 2007, we reverted to a competition using snail mail.
Well, in the current climate of worries over unfair premium rate phoning competitions, we want to be seen to be squeaky clean and completely fair. In other words, we don't want to do a Blue Peter.
And there is a top prize at stake. 3 weeks on a 5-star luxury Caribbean cruise.
OK, well, now I've chosen the winner. You read it out, Sal.
Christopher Tarrant of Isha, Surrey.
Good grief! Wow, what are the odds of that? That's incredible. Wow, I'm going to go and pack. Fantastic. See you.
The overall memory of Tiswas for me is not really the show, is that Frank Carson used to turn up without even being invited.
I recognise those baseball bat legs.
No, listen,
I recognise that blowland breath. I recognise those rotting stumps.
I never get any work.
You're Frank Carson.
The problem with working with Frank Carson is that when he stops work, he never stops working.
Never
so when the
stops
cameras go
talking.
off, he starts telling jokes. And he'll go next door to the pub and he'll tell jokes to people. He'll tell jokes all the time.
The same
and I said,
jokes.
Frank, I'm a comedian, for heaven's sake. I know them all. Yeah, but you don't tell them as good as they do.
The busman from Balbriggan, County Dublin, to North Wales. Murphy walked up to the driver. He said, "What's the name of the village here, sir?" He said, "It's Clonvar, Put Gwynget, Go Get It, Gwynroveth, Tannatilio, Go Go Gok." Said, "Would you remember that, Seamus?" "Of course I would, Mick." 4 hours later, they came out of the pub, steaming. "What was the name of the village, Mick?" "How would I know? It must be a fortnight long." They'll ask in the shop here, "Pardon me, madam, and begging your pardon, I've had a few drinks. Could you tell us where we are at the moment, and would you say it slowly, please?" She said, "Yes. Burger King."
Actually, seems to tickle my colleague.
Oh, I thought that was funny.
Actually, saying Carson there reminds me, we did a competition once on Tiswas where we had to keep a straight face while Frank tried to crack us up.
Well, Bob's only one of those laugh. Hey, let the crack of that one. Show me how to tell it.
Seeing that again reminded me of Bob's ridiculous laugh. Bob Carolgees has got the worst, longest, most cringe-makingly embarrassing laugh of anybody in the whole wide world. His laugh has emptied entire restaurants. His laugh has got us thrown out of so many hotels and pubs, it's true.
No.
Don't encourage him. The man is a giggling fool.
Well, the great thing about Tiswas was the fact that we could do just about anything.
And surprisingly, we did seem to get away with it. We got away with murder, considering he is now television's most respected international globe-trotting ambassador. One of my favourite items is Michael Palin doing the most politically incorrect bit of French bashing.
It's a long way away. It's full of foreigners, most of whom who can't even speak decent English.
smell of garlic, go around with onions hanging off their bicycles and carry black puddings in the shoulder holsters under their sweaty European armpits. Not that I have anything personally against Europeans. Some of my best friends have spoken to Europeans. Shouting at them, you know. Shut up, Frenchie. What about you caught then? That gets the moral superiority straight away. Let them know. Make sure you boil everything you eat, drink, and sit on. Go into the toilet. Don't.
I mean, all that for children's television.
No.
Can you imagine trying to do that now? Can you imagine the fuss?
We couldn't do half the things we did then. And one of our most memorable guests was Tony Brutus.
Oh, yes.
Oh, God.
Billed as the strongest man in the world.
Yeah.
Now, somewhat foolishly, we had him trying to lift both the wrestler Big Daddy and Bernard Manning.
Get down. Are you sure? Yeah.
So it didn't go terribly well. And no, you're not mistaken, Bernard Manning had just split his trousers live on children's television. Undaunted Tony Brutus, the world's strongest man, gave it another go.
Right. Ready, sit. Sit. Yeah. Sit up.
This time it was even worse. Bernard's ghastly Y-fronts made yet another appearance, and Tony Brutus did his leg in and didn't actually work again for another 6 months. But like the great showbiz pro that he is, he waved as he limped back to his dressing room for a downward scream.